What's up, coach?
What's up, Primerica? How you guys doing? Good evening, everybody. We're about to get started right now. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful evening. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening this evening. We're gonna go ahead and get started. I have some good things to talk about. Before we do that, I want to get into the. Let me see. Give me one second. Okay, let's see. Dang, we're coming off of an amazing event. This Super Saturday was phenomenal, man. I know it impacted a lot of people. I know a lot of you guys got impacted. A lot of you guys were blessed, and I'm glad that it turned out the way it did, man. It was perfect, and we're getting better at hosting people. We're getting better at preparing people. Obviously, meeting attendance was very good, very high. um, you guys are doing your part and making it grow, and that's what it's all about. What we're gonna be doing is just getting a bigger room and doing Super Saturdays at bigger venues, more accommodating venues. It makes me want to invest in a bigger screen. Makes me want to invest in better sound, better quality, everything. And that's what it's all about, guys. When you guys are serious, dude, we're serious, and we're and you know what? Today we're going to talk about how do you do that? How do you build that synergy? How do you build that that anticipation, that momentum, in business? What has worked? What has not worked throughout the years? And that me and my wife have been in business, so we're gonna get into that. Let's see. Hey, did you guys get my text? Can somebody open up their mic and say yes, I got the text
The text about this meeting?
about this
Yes.
meeting? Yeah. You guys
Yes.
got it? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Yes.
All right, cool. So let's start by going. By the way, huge shout out to you guys, man. You guys that are plugged in right now. I mean, that's what it takes. You have to be always engaged, always plugged in. Yes, Sunday is for many of us that have families is family time, because my girls know that Monday through Friday it's business. They understand. They know that time is limited. I mean, think about it this way, guys. Look, I'm blessed to have a business that gives me the freedom. You're blessed to have a business that gives you the freedom, especially if you're full time, right? But what if you were, I mean, go ahead and name or type in the chat some things, some careers where kids don't see where parents don't see their kids. Go ahead and type some things on the chat. For example, I'm gonna type in military, right? There's some people that their dad leaves off in the military. Their dad don't come back for a couple months, and have you seen those videos where they reunite? There's like a family reunion, right? There's some careers like you're putting doctors. Go ahead and type in on the chat. What are some careers that there's no flexibility? Some careers you're not gonna see your kids. You're not gonna see your kids. You're not gonna see your kids. Some careers you're not gonna see your wives. Look at that. Military, doctors, right? You got nurses. There's some nurses that they work 6 to 12 hour shifts sometimes, right? Store managers, right? Amelia could testify that personally, firsthand. Truck drivers. Thank you, Jenny. Hey, look, truck drivers. Some truck drivers leave for 4 or 5 days and they only see their parents during the weekend. Heck yeah, truck drivers working at night, sleeping in gas stations, right? Have you ever driven on the freeway and then you see, big semi trucks on the side of the road in these rest areas, right? I mean, they have kids, right? They have kids. So don't feel too bad when you leave your kids. Some of you, especially moms, right, have a really hard time with that. Guys, don't be too thinking that you're sad or anything. Look, there's a price that you're gonna pay. Sometimes you're not gonna see your kids, but your kids are gonna have. I love how Juan Jimenez put it, right? Some of your kids are gonna have the life that your primos and cousins and relatives are not gonna have, and that's guys, and you could see that perfect example. Like if I was making crap up, then you could call me on it. But you could look at me and my wife as physical proof of that. You could see my daughters, I mean, their life is ridiculous. My daughter, I spoke to my 17-year-old daughter recently, and she goes, "Man, I can't wait to start working with you, Dad. Just tell me what to do. I'm gonna do it. I know there's a lot of work. I know you're busy." And she's and in her sphere of influence, everybody that she talks to is talking about college. You're gonna go to college. I told my daughter, look, if in 1 year you want to go to college, if in 10 years like me, for example, Mija, I told her, if I want to become a doctor, I could go to college right now. I don't have to go to college as soon as I graduate high school. I could go to college I'm 45 years old. I could right now apply to med school and go on a 10-year run to be a doctor at age 45. So I'm speaking to her not because she brought it up. No, she understands. She doesn't want to go to college. She knows exactly what she wants, and I'm like, thank God, man. But I brought it up because I just want to make sure that she knows that it's not our call. It's her call. She's making a grown-up decision. She wants to be in Primerica. Bam, let's go get it, baby. I'm gonna buy you a company car. You're gonna be this company, the Raul Avila and Noemi Avila Corporation, is not gonna take care of their kids better than is. And there's no other company that's gonna take care of their kids better than the Desert Heat Inc. You see what I mean? Better than Ruby Ring Incorporated. There's no other company. I mean, baby, this company is gonna give you a company car. So start thinking of the car you want. Um, she says, "It doesn't matter, Daddy. It doesn't matter." And then I said, "Okay, I'm gonna buy you a Toyota." And she goes, "Wow, wow, wait a minute, Daddy, wait a minute. You're going too far there." You know what I mean? So, oil rigs, yeah, oil rig workers, yeah. Think about that, guys. So there's a lot of examples of that. Okay, so let's go through some numbers real quick. Go ahead and unmute yourselves and go ahead and mute yourselves, guys. Let me go ahead and mute upon entry. All right, perfect. Let's see. I'm trying to log in here, but it's not opening up the what's going on. Let's see, it's in the wrong internet. But yeah, man, super super pumped up about this previous weekend that we just recently had, man. That was amazing. Is POL down, guys? Is it down for you guys or what? Error 500 JavaScript. Yeah, let me know if POL is down for you guys, so we could just continue to the next topic if this thing is not working. All right, it's not working. I'm just gonna assume it's not working. All right, let me go ahead and stop to share. All right, so so um so this is what I want to hit on today. Okay, today's talk is gonna be, what does an RVP run look like? Because ultimately, the goal you want to hit is to become a regional vice president. You want to become a regional vice president so that you could have so you could have whatever you want. Is the To me, this is what it's become to me. This is what I realize it to be, is the greatest contract in American business, because you get to partner up. So you know how some people say, to start a business, use other people's money. UPM, other people's money. Well, guess what, guys? In Primerica, it wasn't like this, and it's only getting better, and it's going to be way better in the future. That you use Primerica's money. Primerica is a $7 billion company, and Primerica allows you to license people at will. They pay for your license, like in California, for example. They pay for your exam FX fee, right? That's a monthly fee. For those of you that don't know, that costs money. It's not free, man. Some of you guys take it for granted, because you don't realize what it is to work in the financial services industry really on your own. The other thing is that they pay for your life insurance license, for your exam fee. They give you a voucher code so that Primerica pays for the $98 to get scheduled in the state of California. I know it's probably the most expensive state, but other states also, it pays for that. Some states are super cheap, but it pays for it. Primerica pays for it, right? You just have to do your requirements, and Primerica pays for everything else. They tell you exactly step by step what to do. They have a website. I mean, I could go on and on, man, but just know that it's not normal the way Primerica has it. And Primerica figures stuff out. They pay people, employees to figure it out. And then on top of that, Primerica pours money into your business so that you could grow an agency as big as you want to. That's why we're so focused, guys, and so obsessed on getting licensed agents. Shout out to the pastors just recently that just passed their test. I know there was a recent pastor that passed their life insurance exam, but shout out to all you guys that are focused on that, right? Belen Mendez Garza, Gasca. So she just passed her. Belen Mendez just passed her life insurance exam, right? Shout out to her in Johnny and Jackie's team, right? We have a lot of people, guys, that we still haven't gotten their license issues. So make sure that you are helping people do the process to make sure that they get their license issue. I'm doing it also, but help me out, all right? We got to make sure that we all work together as a team. So so Primerica is a $8 billion company. How awesome is it that you're able to work with a company, an $8 billion company, as your business partner? Now your boss, now you're the corporation, and they have guidelines. Just like if you were a billionaire, you're not just gonna hire a bunch of people and say, "Hey, you want to be my business partner?" You're not gonna get them as business partners right away, guys. In the real world, to be a partner of a firm, it's not easy. You have to prove yourself. You have to give your sweat equity. You got to give your blood, sweat, and tears for 5 years if you're lucky. Most of the time, you got to give it up for 10 years of your life before they consider you to be a partner. Primerica, from day one, when you submit your IBA 124, this is how you have to talk to people. By the way, I'm teaching you how to talk to new recruits. I'm teaching you how to talk to new recruits because new recruits need to know that when they join Primerica, it's not as simple as just getting your real estate license. You see what I mean? Here, you're partnering up not just with somebody like me, but more than me and your upline, you're partnering up with a $8 billion company, but they have their guidelines. You see what I mean? Just like if you were a billionaire, you would have guidelines on type of people that you bring into your business as partners. So if you don't follow the guidelines, obviously they're going to kick you out. And it's natural and it's okay. It's not corporate. You see, in corporate, they don't give you no. I remember one time my brother was working for a company that fired him, laid him off, not fired him, laid him off through an email. You see that? With no notice. You know how you as an employee, you have to give your 2 weeks notice? Jobs don't have to give you a 2 weeks notice. They could just say, boom, today you're done. No 2 weeks notice, guys. Don't take that for granted. Don't take that for granted. See, sometimes we take that for granted, so we don't work hard. We kind of slack it. We become entitled. When you have that poison in your mind of entitlement, like Raul is supposed to do these meetings. I love doing these meetings, by the way. I love pouring into my team, and it's my duty and my responsibility to do this. This is how I see it. I don't have to. You see that? You may look at it like, Raul, you better do that for me. That's entitlement. And now you're screwed. Your thinking is screwed up because I'm not supposed to do these meetings. The way I look at it is that it's my responsibility to do these meetings. It's my responsibility as a success in the business to give back, right? You see what I mean? To pour back into my team, to pour back into anybody. Really, there's people in this meeting probably that are not even part of my team. I don't know who 121400 is. He could be probably, some RVP out there, that needs help. So who am I not to give that help? You see what I mean, guys? So that's the way I look at it. But you shouldn't look at it like, yes, Raul, it's your responsibility, it's your duty. You should do this. You have to do this. You override me. No, ya valiste madre with that thinking. You see that? You have to be grateful. You have to be on. You have to. It's called, guys. It's called honor and respect. Honor and respect. That's what I revere Michael Pyatt. I revere the coaches in the past that have helped me. Like right now, currently Gary Cornegay, Art and Susan Carrion. Danny Chamorro poured life into us. The Breakfast Club is it's a list of RVPs that have poured into me. RVPs that have come, currently great friends like Alex and Sandra Santana, who are willing to open up their business and system to us. They don't have to do that, and I'm grateful that they do that, right? They're gonna drive out here for the November event. I don't take that for granted, guys. Never, never take that for granted. It's not normal. In business, you kind of do it on your own. You gotta have to figure it out on your own. Nobody's gonna teach you, because if they teach you, now you're gonna be their competition, and they don't want competition. You might be better than them, and then you're gonna take them out of business. You think they want that? They're not gonna teach you their secrets. That's where you come in, and you don't take nothing for granted. You take it, you're grateful. So write it down, right? Take notes, guys, right? A business owner is grateful, is not entitled. Okay? So the opposite of being grateful is entitlement. You can be entitled. If you're entitled, you're on your way out of business, guys. You can't do that, and that's gonna affect you in a huge, huge way. All right. So what does an RVP run look like? Okay. I'm just telling you what I've seen in some RVPs, like for example, recently Johnny and Jackie, right? Some of the things that I did and my wife did to become RVP. You may or may not know this fun fact. You ready? I opened up my own office when I was a division. When Michael Pyatt took me out of oh no, I was a regional. When Michael Pyatt took me out of Juan's base shop, because there was sexual harassment going on in that office, and Mike Pyatt says, "Oop, we're taking you out. I don't want you to be part of that drama." He took me out, and then Noemi, we were engaged or married, I don't remember, but she no, we were married already, and Juan didn't want to release her, and so she had to quit for 9 months, and that was like a depressing time in her life. Like, she's never been depressed that I've known her, except those 9 months that she couldn't do what she loved, which is Primerica. And then when that was happening, I got yanked out. I had to open up my own office, and I did as a regional leader. So I didn't have my Series 26, so we connected to an office in Catiro City with Jerry Rosenthal, and that's where I met Ernesto Arcos in that office. And then, you know, Michael Pyatt, I told him about that RVP that he actually sleeps with his downlines. Listen to this, guys. You have to be really careful with this, okay? You have to understand how you have to realize how good you have it, okay? You have to realize how good you have it. Don't take it for granted. Be grateful. Gratitude. Write this down, guys. I have an attitude of gratitude, never of entitlement. Never, never of entitlement. This guy used to sleep around with his downlines. He actually slept with one of his downlines' wives. A wife. It's like me sleeping with one of my downlines' wives. Can you believe that? That happens in business. That's where people shoot themselves in the foot, right? When you do dumb things that you shouldn't be doing. Now, it's pretty obvious, and we don't attract those type of people because me and my wife don't do that. So for you guys are like, really? Yeah, really. Like Juan Jimenez and Juan and his wife kept saying, "Don't take this for granted. This is not normal." Guys, I didn't tell them to say that. I told them, be open, be transparent, just tell it like it is. No holds bar. Our team's gonna ask you questions, because he asked me, what should I talk about? I said, bro, just talk about mindset, the winning mindset. That's it. You already have the winning mindset. Just talk about your winning mindset, because we need to mimic winners. I didn't tell them, say this, and by the way, say this, and by the way, this is going on, say this, and say this. I didn't say that. I never tell that to because I believe that the Holy Spirit is going to deliver a message that you need to hear through these people, because they're champions. You see what I mean? I just give them the green light and go for it. Be honest, be truthful, don't hold back. They understand that, systems are different. So they're not going to follow the system, but they're going to follow the way you think. The way you think is everything. So isn't it crazy that he said several times, this is not normal, guys? what you and it's not something that me and my wife created. You guys have contributed. Johnny and Jackie has contributed. Abraham and Stephanie have contributed. Sergio and Diana have contributed. We have weekly regional meetings that have contributed. So it's not the Raul and Avila show. We just happen to be the head, the leaders, the people that are leading the organization, the NSDs. You see what I mean? But really, it's an environment that we've all collectively created, right? And what did they kept saying, guys, over and over? Guys, don't take this for granted. This is not normal. It is not normal to have this. It is not normal that RVPs open the doors to their house. It is not, when I was in Juan's office, I never went to his house except once. Once, guys. When I was in Michael Pyatt's business, I never went to his house until I was an RVP. Did you listen to that? I've never been to Michael Pyatt's house until I became an RVP. Don't take it for granted, guys. This is not normal. This is not normal. You got to have an attitude of gratitude, not an entitlement. Not an entitlement attitude. So we gotta make sure that we're doing the right thing, right? So then Michael Pye yanked me out of that Cathedral City office because the RVP slept with people's wives. Okay, he yanked me out of that office, and he put me under. It wasn't under. He partnered me with this RV, not even an RVP. He was a regional in right here in Palm Desert, off of Cook Street and Country Club. He had an executive suite that he was paying $700 a month, and I said, bro, Michael Pyatt knows your upline. He said, yeah, don't worry. He told me all about it. We're gonna split the rent right in the middle, and so 750 divided by two or 800. I don't even remember, guys, but we split the rent. We split the electricity. I was a regional. We split the rent, the electricity. We split the internet, and then there's a fee for like to have access to the meeting room and stuff. So we were paying that, but the lease wasn't under my name because I didn't have my 26. But then I finally passed my 26, and I got securities like because I was in securities license. I finally passed my securities, and guys, that month that actually this is a crazy story because coming back to my mind right now. That month that I passed my securities, this guy cheated on his wife. The guy that I was renting out of, the regional leader. Okay, well, I shouldn't say his name. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? But I remember his name. He said, "Hey Raul, here are the keys. I'm moving to Arizona, and I'm no longer gonna be part of this." And I go, "But bro, I'm not securities licensed." I remember telling him that, and he goes, "That's okay." And then the next month, I got my securities license. But he gave me the keys, and later on, I found out that the reason he moved to Arizona is because he was already in an affair with a girl in Arizona, and he left his wife here in the Coachella Valley with two kids. Crazy, two little ones under 10 years old. So I'm like, dang, all right, all this scandal, sexual harassment over there, a guy, messing around with people's wives over here, this guy having an affair with a girl in Arizona, left his wife and his kids, and that's how we were trying to build our business with all this drama. Just think about that, guys. Guys, if you listen to this, how do you know you have an attitude of gratitude? You working your ass off. You're working your ass off because you understand how good you have it. And guys, believe me, guys, I'm not trying to like throw it in your face. I'm not doing that, okay? I'm trying to teach you a lesson. And I'm not also boasting. I'm not boasting. So if you're thinking, "Oh, he's trying to throw it in our face. Oh, he's boasting." You have the wrong mindset. Your thinking is not good. Your thinking is thinking. I'm trying to teach you a lesson here. That attitude of gratitude is a huge component for your success. A huge component for your success. So if there's anything in your mind that says, well, you should do that, Raul. You should open the doors in your house. You should have VIP dinners. You should. That's an entitlement mindset. And guys, I want you to know right now that you cannot win with an entitled mindset. Okay? If you want something, you have to go get it. You have to be responsible. You have to do what it takes, and don't think that anybody's going to give you anything. That's not how life works, guys. When we get help from Gary, when we get help with Michael Pye, when we get help with people, guys, that's a blessing. It's called a blessing. God is blessing you. God is giving you a gift, and you have to realize that it's a gift from God. Does that make sense? It's not supposed to be like that. So don't have an entitlement mindset. Have a abundance and a attitude of gratitude mindset. Does that make sense? That's how you win. That's the mindset that you have to have. So then after he left, I was stuck with the keys. I was stuck in an office that wasn't under my name. The lease wasn't under my name. I didn't have my securities license, but I passed it, I think, the next month or the following month. And then we said, dude, we're gonna end this right here. We're gonna end this location because we're already packing out the room already. The meeting room that they had was kind of small. So then I signed my first lease as a regional leader. We took charge. Michael Pyatt was in Burbank, California. He didn't sign a lease for me. I signed the lease for myself, and I had bad credit. So nobody was able to co-sign for me. We just lucked out with a landlord that said, "Hey, as long as you have the first and last month, we'll give you an opportunity." And he gave us the room, and he took a chance on us, and that office was I think it was like 800 square feet or something like that. That's the office that we went RVP. That's where Geraldine, you could ask Geraldine about that office. You could ask Yvette. Yvette came to that office before we moved. That's so Yvette is a witness of that office. It was a really small office, but we went RVP in that office. Okay, so you guys have an office. Some of you guys have an office in Catiro City. Some of you guys have an office. Go to the office in Catiro City. Some of you guys go to the office in El Paseo. Guys, don't take that for granted. Another great thing that Johnny told Juan, he said, "Oh, you're the guy with the audio, man." Juan Jimenez said, "It's cool, Johnny, that you're still doing the audio. Most RVPs say that they're too good for that. Again, the wrong mindset, an entitlement mindset. They get RVPitis. They think they're too good to do the audio now." And then Johnny said something really powerful that you guys need to hear. Are you guys listening? Do I have your attention? Don't miss these gold nuggets, guys, all right? Pay attention. Don't get distracted. All right, check this out. He said this. He said, "Man, you know what? When I started at that office, I didn't pay rent. Nobody was charging me rent. So I'm grateful because of that. And that's why I give my best to, do the slides, to do the numbers, the recognition list, and do the audio, do the DJ. Why? Because I'm grateful, guys. You see that? Why do you think Johnny and Jackie are winning? Why do you think that, guys? They're grateful. They have the right attitude of gratitude. They have the attitude of gratitude, of saying, you know what, I was given something that is not normal in business. He was wise enough to catch that it's not normal to have an office and not pay rent. Do you realize that if you were to start your own financial services business, whether it's real estate, whether it's taxes, whether it's insurance, whether it's mortgages, whether it's whatever, guys, you're gonna have to pay rent. And it's not 25 bucks a month. And it's not cheap. It's not 500 bucks a month. You're going to have to pay like 800, $1,000 in rent. You're going to have to pay some money. You're going to have to pay some money to have your own practice. See what I mean? To be your own boss, to be a real boss, to be a business owner. And I just see it sometimes, right? I just want to mention it, man. I just see it sometimes, and some of you guys have the wrong mindset. So that's what this is all about. Check yourself, all right? Just take it for what it is. Check yourself and say, do I have do I have an entitlement mindset, or am I grateful, right? See, how do you know you're grateful? I mentioned it earlier. You work your ass off because you know that if you're gonna get while the getting is good. Like, for example, me, I'm healthy. My daughters are healthy. My wife is healthy. I'm able. I'm focused. I know the business. dude, I work my ass off because I have an attitude of gratitude. So some of you guys that slack it, all right? So if you consider yourself a slacker and you're not getting the results that you're looking for, then you might want to ask yourself, do I have an entitlement mindset, right? Or am I a taker or am I a giver? Do I contribute to the organization? What's my contribution to the organization? Or do I only take, feed me, Raul, feed me. I want to know more, I want to know more. But you don't give. You just take and you don't give. Some of you are great givers, by the way. Some of you like Araceli's and team, shout out to the team. They leave the office a little late, and then you know what happens? They clean it up. I've seen them. They get the wipies and they start washing the tabletops. They start cleaning up, stuff like that. And I see it with my own eyes. They take out the trash, right? By the way, there was somebody that left the trash in the stairs. I don't know what happened there, but the trash got open and there was a big mess. Shout out to Ray and Tanya. Ray had to clean it up. All right, he didn't have to. We asked him if he could. He said yes. Guys, that's how you do it. You take so how do you know you have an attitude of gratitude and not of entitlement? You clean up. You look. You find a need and you feel the need. Write this down, guys. You find a need and you feel a need. Find a need and feel the need. Does that make sense? That's what you got to do. That's how you do it. Okay? Tanya and Ray come in early, really early to the office. And when I get there, they may not have to do a lot of work because the night before the champs clean up the office. So in the morning they do whatever they need to do. They have everything nice and set. The TV's running, Art Williams. There's music or whatever, there's environment. You walk in, maybe the Zoom is already set. Guys, that's what I'm talking about. Attitude of gratitude. You're a contributor to society. You're a contributor to the business. You're not a taker, right? You're not a taker. Takers have the mindset of welfare, right? Have you ever received welfare? Ask yourself that. If the answer is yes, then be careful. If you're receiving welfare right now or any type of like EBT or whatever it's called, be careful with that because there's nothing. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Okay, there's no such thing as a free lunch. If you're taking something for free, believe me, there's something that you're giving. There's something that you're losing. And you're losing, and I'm gonna end the meeting with this, okay? You're losing the ability to take responsibility. You're a taker. Again, you're taking instead of contributing to society, you're taking from society. You see what I mean? Instead of contributing to the team, you gotta think about that. You know, me and my wife have always focused and most of the time have been the number one go-to person in Michael Pyatt's team. The number one. We're known in the hierarchy. And guys, I started as a mocoso. There was already great leaders in the organization with Michael Pyatt and I still admire and revere. Like Doug Gutshaw, like Chris George, like Joe Hansen, like Abraham Montiel. When I joined Primerica, Abraham Montiel was a regional leader. I joined, he was a regional. Jim Romanello. I looked at these guys and I said, dude, these guys are awesome. I was like a little fanboy, right? But then I started understanding attitude of gratitude, taking responsibility, being a giver, not a taker. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna be the best for Michael Pyatt. I'm gonna be the best example. I'm gonna be the go-to person. I'm gonna be the number one producer, the number one builder, the number one in licensing. And guys, now we're that person. Now Abraham Montiel's trying to take that spot from us. Yes, he's beating us in premium and recruiting. Last month he beat me in income, but overall we're still beating him in general. We're still the number one for Michael Pyatt, and it's gonna stay like that. Because you know what? In our organization, that's what we breed. That's our culture, right? Juan Jimenez was talking about, I don't know if this is part of your culture. This is our culture, guys. Our culture is that we are excellent. Excellence is oozing out of us. You see what I mean? We're not takers, we're givers. That's part of our culture. This is what we're doing, right? Culture starts with the words you speak. What are the words that are coming out of your mouth? What are the words that are coming out of your mouth to your team? You see what I mean? That's the culture that you're creating in your organization. What are the words that are coming out of your mouth? When you talk to your team, the words that come out of your mouth is a culture that you're creating, right? Our culture, we're givers, we're not takers. We're servant leaders, right? We're not bosses. We're not like, hey, ponte a trabajar. No, we're like, let me show you how to do it. And yes, you should go to work. Our culture is a culture of accountability. See that? Michael Paya, Johnny just said Michael Paya went over $1.3 million. That's what's up. See? Our culture is happy to see our leader win. Our culture became he was in a circle of champions. Our culture is about getting our coach to circle of champions. And our organization was a big part of making that happen. Our culture is about making money. Guys, if you're not making money, you're anti desert heat. Okay? If you're not making money, you're anti our culture. We want you to change that. We want you to change that. We want you to be a money making freaking machine, baby. You see what I mean? Our culture is responsible. It's not a victim. Our culture is not a bunch of little victims as the freaking crybabies, chillones. No, our culture is grateful, not entitled. Our culture, that's why we do the world class all the time, because that's what we want to do. We want to indoctrinate our organization with championship mindset, with winning mindset, with the mindset of a freaking champion, a mindset of a winner. Because guys, you attract success, but you attract success. The culture that you're creating is attracting the success. You're attracting great people. You're attracting winners. See that? So what does an RVP run look like? All these things that I've been mentioning, okay? Hopefully you're taking a lot of notes. Take notes, guys, okay? An RVP run, what does it look like? A person that's always prospecting, always looking for leaders, is filling up their inventory. Their inventory is always getting jam-packed. They have so many names and numbers to call that by the time you get to the one that you got a long time ago, 3 months, 2 months already passed, so that people don't feel like you're begging them. You know what I mean? Our culture doesn't beg. Our culture understands the numbers. Our culture understands the numbers. If you sit down with 3 people, one's gonna buy life insurance, right? There's ratios. So we're not begging these 2 people to join. We know that out of these 3, 2 of them are gonna say no. So the 2 that say no, we're like, yes, yes. Here comes the one. Here comes the one. You see that? So we're not begging these other 2. We know that they're not gonna say yes. We're looking for another 3. You see what I mean? We're not begging the 2. We're looking for another 3. A person that's going on their RVP run is always prospecting, always have their recruiting antennas up. Their antennas are always up and looking for the next generation of leaders, always getting new names and numbers. A person that's going RVP, guys, has no drama. No drama. No drama, guys. No drama. No, like, hey, I don't like the way you talk to that person. What? Come on, dude. Sometimes it comes more from younger people. But look, Emilia, zero drama from Emilia. I see some people on the screen here, right? Like Emilia, guys, I don't hear any drama from Emilia. So that says a lot about her character. I know a lot of you guys too, right? Like Johnny and Jackie, guys, people that don't have drama have a great attitude. Their face is always shining. They have a smile in their face. They always have a great attitude, a positive attitude, right? When they fail, they say it's okay. It's only temporary. We're going to keep moving forward. Guys, no drama, okay? Desert Heat has no drama. The person that's going RVP, this is what I see in them. They're not in a scandal. They're not going through drama. They're always working. They're always busy. Noemi said something about somebody, I don't know what they said, but he's like, he has 3 jobs. Oh, yeah, we were talking about my sobrino in Mexico because I took my parents out to dinner tonight. They were talking about my sobrino in Mexico, that this kid has 3 jobs in Mexico. And Noemi goes, good, because that way he stays out of trouble. See that? You know why people have drama in their life? Because they're bored. Write this down, guys. Write it down. People have drama in their life because they're bored. Están aburridos. They're looking for something to do because they're bored, and then they get themselves into trouble. And then now they're in the drama mess. Okay? So let me ask you something. Are you bored? If you're bored, then you're not working hard enough so that you have no time for drama. If you're working your ass off, you have zero time for drama, guys. Say no to drama. Okay? You're always working. You have no days off. Today, this Friday, we had a Bible study about Jesus' leadership secrets. By the way, that's what we're going over. Leadership secrets of Jesus Christ. And today we talked about how Jesus rests, right? And there's a thing called the Sabbath for the Jews, where they're supposed to rest on the Sabbath, seventh day, right? But Jesus healed somebody on the Sabbath. Healed somebody, and the Jews were like, oh no, he's breaking the law of the Sabbath. He's healing somebody in the day off, and on a day off. Think about that, right? So when and then I called Rabbi too, and he said, rest. See, champions rest. Their soul is resting. They give some time for their inside to rest. But on the outside, they're always working. You know how people say, I'm burned out. Don't work too hard, kid, because you're gonna get burned out. Aracelis, you're working too hard, you're gonna get burned out. Guys, when you love something, you don't get burned out. When you love something, you're like, you can't wait to do it, actually. You're like excited about doing it. It's a vocation. It's a passion. It's a love. You don't burn out with something that you love, right? You don't burn out with that. You know that there's a vision. It's a process that you're doing so that you could get. It's a process that you're doing so you could get where you want to go. So you're excited about the process because you know the fruits of the process is going to be your goals and dreams, where you want to go. So how can you burn out of a purpose? It's not even a job. A job, I can see how people burn out in a job, but in a purpose, how can you burn out from a purpose, right? How can you retire from a purpose? Write that one down, right? Make Primerica your purpose. What is your purpose? You're helping families change their financial. What is Primerica's mission statement? To help families become properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent, right? That's a mission statement so that you could achieve your goals that you have, which is have free time and money, so you can have freedom, right? And do the things that you want to do, who you want to do them, when you want to do them. So Primerica becomes this purpose-driven life. Here's another purpose. You're helping people, right? The other day we had a couple in our house and we're dealing with marriage issues. So we have a purpose in helping that marriage flourish. See that? And when they do flourish, right? If they're successful in their marriage, then they're gonna be able to be successful in business, and therefore everybody wins. It's a purpose. You see what I mean? Getting people to realize that they could achieve their goals and dreams when all their life they were told that they can't do it. There's purpose in being the leader that casts that vision. There's purpose in that. You see that? So that purpose makes you come to life. So how can you get burned out when you have a purpose? How can you get burned out? Right? You're getting burned out. You haven't figured out that Primerica is not just a business. It's a purpose. See what I mean? There's values in Primerica. There's values that are worth, sharing. Concepts, ideas worth sharing. Somebody that is going on their RVP run. You look at them and say, "Do you take a day off?" I haven't seen you take a day. You're always at the office. Like Aracelis, for example. She's at the office right now. You're always at the office. Do you ever take a day off? See, the middle class will never understand that. So this is not a part timer. So if you're part time here, all right, you're probably are beginning to understand that business is not easy. Business requires you to put in a lot of time, a lot of energy, laser beam focus, not a fluorescent light, right? It's a laser beam type focus that eventually, boom, it eventually starts compounding and it starts exploding. Your income starts growing to the point that you're like, what the heck? Right? Look at Sergio and Diana. They went from 8,000 one month to almost $24,000 the next month. How does that happen? Laser beam type focus. See that? Their focus was the ring. They got it. So now they got to kill that focus and build a new focus so that their income doesn't go from here and then boom, and then it goes back down. They got to create a new focus, a new goal. What are your goals? They got to create a new goal so that the income goes like this and then it goes boom even more. Does that make sense, guys? What is your goal? What is your vision? Okay. People that are going RVP, they make money like Yvette Rodriguez, Yvette and Noel. They're always making money. Have you noticed that? Like and Emilia, some of you guys that have been here for 2-3 years, you could almost even put a finger of when they decided to go RVP because their income started growing. All of a sudden now they got the watch, right? They're making money every month is like making 5,000 a month is like a little bit of money for them, right? Look at Jackie Hernandez. Somebody that's going on an RVP run. They're making money. They're making money. They're leading by example. They're personally producing. Therefore, they're making money. See what I mean? Your team will do, guys, half of what you do. So if you're passionate at level 8, then your team is only going to have a passion of level 4. If you're producing 10,000 person, your team's only going to do about 5. That's the way it is. They're making money. Okay, they're accountable. They're saying, "Hey, coach, this is what I did today. This is what I did today. This is how I'm doing." Like all you guys, if you don't get a text, by the way, all you guys get a text of, "Hey, how's your week coming along?" You guys all got a text like that, okay? If you didn't get a text like that and you want to get a text from me and my wife because we want to know how your week is coming along, then let us know so we could add you to the list, okay? But if you get a text and you don't reply, you're not accountable anymore. And what I notice about people that are on track to go RVP, they're calling their coach all the time. "Hey, coach, this is what I did today. Hey, this is what's going. This is how my week's looking. This is what I got going on. Hey, coach, I have a question." See that? They're always in connect with their leader, with their coach. It's always accountable. And last but not least, they're responsible. Okay, so I'm gonna read to you guys. The great ones take responsibility. I'm gonna read this to you guys because this is a big deal, guys. And you know what I've been finding out recently is that some people are just they have a hard time taking this pill, man. Swallowing this pill. They have a really hard time swallowing this pill, man. They've been victims all their life. M- Mommy and papi have spoon fed them all their life, and life has been so easy for them that they don't know how to take responsibility. They think that life is supposed to treat them like mommy and papi treated them, and then so they're blaming, always looking for other people instead of them saying me, right? They point fingers without realizing that it's really them. There's three fingers pointing back at them, right? And the responsibility pill is one of the toughest pills to swallow, guys. And I think we should talk about this a little bit more and more often because once a month is not even good enough. Not even once a week, to be honest. All right. World class number 105. Okay, that's the one I'm reading. I'm not gonna put it up on the screen. I just want you guys um, to to just hear me out, okay? Listen to this, guys. Listen to this. Don't get distracted, okay? Don't get distracted. Listen to this. We all need it. I need to hear this over and over. I need to hear it. So imagine I'm 22 in the business, 22 years in. So imagine you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. You really need to hear this because this is one of the biggest problems of people not getting themselves to the next level. They don't swallow the pill of responsibility. Okay, so here it is. The great ones, guys, take responsibility. They take responsibility. Okay, here we go. One of the critical factors separating amateurs from pros is responsibility. People operating at the poverty and working class levels of awareness often see themselves as victims of the powerful. So think about this. I used to be that person, by the way. I used to be a person that I thought that I was victim of the powerful, the elite, the boss, you know, the, you know, my parents, the life that I had when I was young. I was a victim of the powerful. They create invisible barriers that, in their minds, hold them back from moving up. See that? So, being a victim is an invisible barrier that doesn't allow you to move up. Write that down. Being a victim is an invisible barrier that doesn't allow you to move up, right? They blame other people for keeping them down, such as their parents, friends, and other influence in their childhood. People at the middle class level of awareness are a little more evolved. See that? So when you think like a victim, then you're being primitive. Your mindset is primitive. Your mindset is like a monkey. You won't forget that one, huh? That's you when you're a victim. You're being primitive. You're being a caveman or a cave woman. But the middle class are a little bit more evolved, right? The middle class says, but tend to make safety and security their number one priority. They hold on so tightly to what they have to what they have. I just realized that I made a really good monkey impersonation. Samir, don't shake your head. Yes. It says they hold on so tightly to what they have that they fail to see their real abundance staring them straight in the face. Average people in this category are terrified of losing what they have because their mind is so submerged in the cesspool of scarcity. People operating in the upper class level of awareness tend to be unafraid of an aggressive, ultra competitive warriors who approach life like a battle. They know they know there is abundance and they're out to go get it. That's the upper class, okay? But, right? Oh, it says they're out to go get it. Upper class tends to operate primarily from ego, right? Ego, upper class ego. But people from the world class level are a step ahead of the upper class simply because they operate from a spirit self rather than ego self. Think about that. Write that down, right? Do you operate from spirit self or ego self? Okay. The great ones have a thought process or philosophy and habits all rolled into one that overshadows the rest of them, which is I am responsible. Write that one down. I am responsible. I am responsible. I'm not a victim. I'm responsible. The world class realizes they are completely, not a little bit, not partially, not mostly. They are completely responsible for their success and failure. Okay, I'm gonna repeat that one like 10 times. Just kidding. One more time. Here goes. But I should repeat it like 10 times, guys. The world class realizes that they are completely responsible for their success and failure, as well as responsible for giving back some of the blessings bestowed upon them as a result of their tremendous success. See that? Dude, I can't believe it. I'm reading the same thing I said to you guys earlier before. It says the great ones are completely responsible for their success and failure and are and have a responsibility to give back once they're successful. Dude, so good. Operating from world class level of awareness almost always predeceases their success. Okay? Precedes their success. So I'm going to read that one again. Operating from world-class level awareness almost always precedes their success. So again, you act world-class and success precedes that, right? Precedes means follow. So act world-class, success follows. Success follows your act as a world-class champion. The great ones keep marching forward, making a difference in themselves and the world, right? So I'm gonna give you a couple of sentences that I wrote down about taking responsibility that I recently learned, that I recently heard, that are like, oof, great way to explain responsibility. Okay. So here's the first one. You ready? No excuses if you want to be a millionaire. So if you so when you're responsible, you don't give excuses. Here's another one. You ready? The toughest pill you have to take is a pill of responsibility. I said that one earlier, right? Here's another one. You ready? Every leadership issue you have, it's an issue of you. Write that one down. Every leadership issue you have, it's an issue of you. It's not an issue of your team, guys. It's an issue of you. So if you're having issues, it's you. Oh, I know. It's a tough pill to swallow. You're having issues? It's you. It's you. Man, when you accept that, guys, oh my God, it's so liberating. You know why? Because now you control it. You are in charge. Yeah? You see that? You're in control because it's an issue of you. It's you. Oh, so powerful, man. So liberating. Being responsible is very liberating, guys. It's so liberating. It's amazing. Right? You don't want to be a victim. You want to be an excuse. I mean, you don't want to be a victim. You don't want to make excuses. Excuse me, right? Here's another one. You ready for this one? Things don't happen to you, they happen for you. Right? You've heard that before. We need to be reminded, right? Things don't happen to you, they happen for you. Right? There's no your situation's no different than anybody else. Okay? Circumstances don't matter. Here's another one. You ready? When something happens to you, put a price tag on it. Like when you go through a troubled time, put a price tag on it. Okay? So like for example, like me, you guys know my story of my mother-in-law's intervention, right? When she called my parents to let my parents know that we are broke, that I'm not providing, that I'm not being a man, that I'm not providing for my wife and my kids. That right there was worth $500,000 a year. That's a price tag. You see that? You put a price tag on your adversity. Like somebody tolls away your car, right? They repo your car, put a price tag on it. You get a flat tire, put a price tag on it. You don't have money to eat or to put gas in your car, put a price tag on it, guys. All those things are gonna eventually pay off when you don't quit, right? When you don't quit. Okay? And I'm gonna leave you with this. Things that Primericans hate to hear. Ready for this one? The speed of the leader is the speed of the team. You know what that requires? Responsibility. The speed of the leader is the speed of the team. Okay? Here's another one. You ready? You don't need a better team. Your team needs a better leader. Remember that one? Oh, again, another tough pill to swallow, right? You don't need a better team. Your team needs a better leader, right? A better version of you. Okay? When I first heard that, I was still a victim and I said, hell no, that's messed up. No, I'm the leader. No, that's not what it's trying to say. It's not trying to say replace you. It's trying to say replace the old version of you. Does that make sense? Be of new and improve. You need an update, right? You see this iPhone? I went from an iPhone 14 to an iPhone 16 and it has updates. It has a better camera. It's super light actually. It's like half the weight of the 14. It has a better front camera. It has an action button. It has a camera button over here. It's updated. You need to be a better version than the old, because your team deserves it. Okay? And here's the last one. You ready? There's a difference between doing your best and doing what's required, right? Have you heard of people says, "Coach, I'm working. Coach, I'm working. Coach, I'm working." Have you heard people say that? There's one thing, there's a difference between working and doing what's required. There's a difference between working and getting results, right? My wife, dude, my wife kept telling me this over and over, and it would cause fights early on. But now I realize, damn, she's just trying to help me. She's just trying to get me rich, right? She's just trying to get me to have a better life. But babe, I'm working. Are you getting results? But no se dio. It didn't happen. But did you close today? And I'm like, this girl is not understanding what I'm saying. And it was me. It was me being a victim. It was me that wasn't understanding the power of being responsible. So take responsibility, guys, all right? All right, love you guys. Hope this was helpful for you. Didn't realize it was going to take a whole full hour, but hopefully it was valuable for you and you took a lot of notes. And most importantly, guys, that you put it to work, that you take action, that you do it. Don't just be hearers of the word, be doers of the word. Does that make sense, guys? Take massive action. Let's make it happen, man. All right, be wise. A wise man and a wise woman doesn't just listen, but they apply, right? Application. So it's not just information, it's valuable. It's wisdom that you're doing. You're taking action in this. Okay? All right? All right. Love you guys, man. I didn't get to share the numbers, but tomorrow I'm not able to share the numbers. I'm gonna see if I could log in tonight and download the numbers for Saturday for the big event coming up in October with Gary Cornegay and the big event coming up in November with the Hierarchy. It's gonna be awesome. Super excited. Make sure you're looking at the rankings. Be the number one for your team, for your leader. Be the number one for your leader. Be responsible. Let's make it happen. Love you guys. Take care. Have a good night. Bye bye. If you have any questions, hit me up. Let me know how I can help.